When I purchased this property, it was primarily Korean boxwoods, forsythias, and more forsythia. So I wanted to do something other than that plant material. And I started with some plants that I like, some of the common plants a lot of people like, hydrangeas and hostas and plant material like that. But then by June 15th, I would not have a garden. So then I said I have to find plants that deer will not tolerate. The group of ferns is just tremendous. Texture, tremendous color, tremendous variations in ferns. So I went with them, and then I started planting the fern allies like sacred lily, hellebore, all those that work with it. And it ended up working quite nicely because the deer did not invade the property. My father was a big influence on me as it relates to gardening, as it relates to everything in my life, as my work ethic, all that kind of stuff. But Dad and I would work in the vegetable garden, and that's where it was that I learned my love of gardening. And I thought it was always interesting because my dad would say, if you can't eat it, don't grow it. But Dad taught me a lot about vegetable gardening. Then I expanded to azaleas. I grew my mom's roses. Then we started growing fruit trees, and that's where I learned quite a bit about fruit trees. My specialization in horticulture is olericulture and pomology, which simply means fruits and vegetables. And that's where I get my gardening love. When I give a tour, and I'm glad to do that, and I'm especially glad to do it because I had to flounder to try and find solutions for specifically the deer at one time, and then sun changes in the landscape, and so I'm glad to share those situations with people. And coming into the garden is the best way to do it because seeing, they're going to really learn it that way. And since I've done the labels on the plants, they're taking pictures of the labels next to the plant so that they can go home and maybe reproduce a situation that, or mimic a situation, or use parts of that situation in their landscape. Very glad that I could be a part of that sharing of gardening expertise.